Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I am Harrison Graham. I'm rocking a Mavs final shirt because Patrick Mahomes is a Mavs fan. I'm a Mavs fan, so I thought, hey, game one's tonight. I thought it'd be pretty fitting. Let's get to a fresh batch of Chiefs cut candidates after OTAs. We'll start with the first guy here. That's Justyn Ross, who last offseason had a great offseason program, did a good enough job to make the team, stayed healthy with that previous neck and back issue, and it was a feel-good story that he made the team, but it's been kind of quiet around him, has it not? Like, we haven't heard much around him. There's been a lot of chatter around of a lot of receivers, both on the positive and negative spectrum. It's kind of just been around him, not really much going on, it seems like. Last year when he made the team, I thought, okay, if they're going to put him on this roster, he better make some things happen. Didn't really do much. 6 catches, 53 yards. He gave them some special teams value, but not a ton. By the end of the season, he really wasn't even involved in much regard. And I just feel like, this is a crowded room. They just signed Mecole Hardman back. Like, he's back in the fold. So I just don't know, where Justyn Ross fits at this point. I mean, would I rather keep him or Skyy Moore? I mean, I might give Justyn Ross that chance, big body receiver. But, he's not going to be a starter for you. He doesn't really profile as a high-level special teamer. So I think there's a chance he gets cut. I'd like to keep him around on the practice squad if he does, but he's certainly going to have to work to make this roster. What do you guys think? Will Justyn Ross be on the Chiefs' 53-man roster? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. Let me know down in the comments section below. All right, Isaiah Buggs, the defensive tackle who has been in the headlines for not great reasons recently. He comes in here as a potential cut candidate. I think it's twofold. One, he's got that alleged animal endangerment charge. He, of course, has denied that. We'll see how the legal process plays out. He's missed some practice time also, and I think for a guy who's kind of fighting to be like your fourth defensive tackle right now, not a place you want to be, right? I mean, Chris Jones, got to make this roster, obviously. Derek Nottie, I think, is pretty safe. Turk Wharton, I think Mike Pennell makes this team based on how he played down the stretch last year. So, if they keep 4, he might already be out of luck. But, he still, even if they keep 5, is going to have to beat out a guy like Neil Farrell Jr., who they traded for last year. So, I think it's already an uphill battle. Now he's got an off-the-field issue to worry about. So, keep an eye on him. Next up is Irv Smith Jr., who they signed this offseason as well. And when they signed him, he probably was like, okay, I'm going to be number 3 tight end, maybe even number 2, based on how things play out. But you look at things right now, and sure, he's penciled in as that number 3 tight end, but Jared Wiley's got to be on this team. So it might just be a numbers game. Again, it could just come down to how many tight ends do the Chiefs decide to carry. Kelsey's going to make this team. Pretty sure Noah Gray's going to be on this team. Jared Wiley's definitely going to be on this team, 4th-round pick who they like. So if they carry 4 tight ends, yeah, Irv Smith probably makes it. But if not, it's down to him or Noah Gray, and I think they're going to opt to keep Noah Gray. So you better keep 4 tight ends if you're in the Irv Smith Jr. camp, because if not, I don't know where the roster spot comes from. I mean, if they're going 4 at tight end, they got to scale back somewhere else. So I think he's right there on the bubble. He needs to have a good training camp, mandatory minicamp, all of that good stuff. All right, we have a deal for you guys here on the Chiefs Report. This T-shirt and hat combo are available on sale for a limited time only. Chatsports.com/KC-combo. Click the link down in the comments and in the description. It's chatsports.com/KC-combo. They're available. Go get yourself some Chiefs gear on sale. Okay, next up, Deon Bush, who's been a good special teams player in this league for a long time, with the Bears for a number of years, and now with the Chiefs the past couple of years. I know one thing's for sure. The Chiefs love Jaden Hicks, the rookie safety out of Washington State. They feel like they can deploy him in a lot of different roles. He can play some in-the-box safety. They can almost use him as a linebacker. He can cover well enough. He's going to play special teams. So where does that leave a guy like Deon Bush behind Justin Reid and Brian Cook in addition to Jaden Hicks? Again, it's a numbers game. If they keep 4 safeties, he's probably that 4th guy. But with Jamari Connor playing nickel now, and we know he could play safety, they could go heavier at corner and just go with 3 safeties because Connor can move around, Hicks can move around, even Brian Cook has some flexibility in terms of positional versatility. So the secondary is going to be interesting to watch. The Chiefs have a lot of corners that I think are intriguing, 5 or 6 of them. And I wouldn't be shocked if it's a 3-safety roster for Kansas City. I know they play a lot of 3-safety look, but Shamari Connor kind of just becomes that guy, especially since he's playing more nickel now. So keep an eye on that. I think Deon Bush could be a guy that could be on the chopping block. Subscribe to the Chiefs Report for the best Chiefs news, rumors, and a whole lot more here on YouTube. We will continue to cover the latest around the Kansas City Chiefs. We got mandatory minicamp coming up, training camp in a month and a half or so. Don't miss out on any of it. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Go ahead and get started today. Okay, next up is Skyy Moore, back to the receiver position. I think Mecole Hardman returning is bad news for both Skyy Moore and Kadarius Toney. They all kind of have similar skill sets, but I think at this point, you trust Hardman the most. He's been the most productive during his time with the Chiefs over now 2 stints. I guess technically if you want to call this a 3rd stint. And Moore and Toney have been a disappointment. Skyy Moore has struggled, quite frankly. And if it comes down to Moore or Toney, they might give Toney the chance because he's just got more upside. He's just more electric in space. He might be a bigger headache to deal with, so maybe that Skyy Moore's got that going for him. He's been, a tremendous, teammate, off the field guy. None of that's been an issue. But the fact of the matter is, he just hasn't been productive. He just hasn't been. I mean, in 30 games over 2 seasons, he doesn't even have 500 yards. I loved him coming out of Western Michigan. This is a miss for me too. Like I loved the pick at the time, but the evidence is the evidence, and the clock's ticking. He needs a strong preseason, a strong training camp to make this team. And look, I'm excited to watch these wide receiver depth battles. I think you got 5-6 guys competing for 2-3 spots. I mean, Justin Watson, Nico Remigio, Kadarius Toney, Skyy Moore, Mecole Hardman. I don't know if I mentioned Justyn Ross yet. Like, there's a lot of guys that are going to have to battle for roster spots, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. But I just, you kind of read the tea leaves of these things. Like, if Hardman's signing at this point in the offseason, he's probably pretty safe to make this team because the Chiefs know what they have there. They don't really know what they have in Skyy Moore at this point. I mean, if they know anything, it's that he's been a disappointment. Kadarius Toney has been a disappointment, but they traded equity for Toney. That might be a reason to keep him over Skyy Moore. So we'll see how it all plays out. But, I think this wide receiver thing, there could be some surprises there. All right, name a player that you guys think the Chiefs should go ahead and cut. Drop his name down in the comment section down below. Let us know who that player is. All right, that's going to do it for today's Chiefs Report. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more coverage, so stay tuned. Go Chiefs.